Out for Black Knight Nation here. Man, it's gone pretty fast. It's now you're preparing for your last regular season home game at Michie Stadium, right? I mean, what are some of your thoughts as you get inch closer to the game as far as on that level?
Really fired up for this weekend. Possibly the last time at Michie Stadium. For right now, it is at least, and it's just absolutely flown by. But I'm fired up to play a team we've played every season since I've been here, and it's always been a good game. They're always a tough team, and from my home state, so real familiar with those guys. And yeah, I'm just really excited to get after it this weekend.
Did you did they show interest in you in high school, UTSA or no?
No, I was never recruited by UTSA going through high school. One of my coaches from high school, he was their offensive coordinator for a couple of years. No longer, but he was there, so I got to compete against him. That was pretty cool, and a couple of my teammates ended up going there as well.
Nice. What is your kind of feeling about flipping the switch, so to speak, and getting off the Notre Dame game, and now you have this set of games where, I mean, these are really big games with a lot on the line in these last 3 or 4 games that you have in your career. How do you? What was your mindset? How did you handle like maybe Saturday night and Sunday, and what are you thinking about now as you go into that kind of gauntlet with those games?
I mean, obviously, the game against Notre Dame did not go our way, and they're an incredibly talented team, and they're one of the best in the country for a reason, and that showed on Saturday. And I think from the second the game ended, we came in the locker room, and I think we all just had to have a mature attitude to learn for what we could from the good stuff from that game, and from all the bad things as well, just moving forward, because every single game has championship implications, and we've put ourselves in that position based on our work from earlier this season. And it's tough thinking those are my last games probably ever, and that adds a little bit more to it personally, but it really just for the guys. Everything I'm doing right now just for the team, and I think everyone's kind of got that mindset, and just like I said, learning what we could from that week, and knowing that we have a new opponent, totally different stuff, completely independent from last weekend, and we got to continue to grow.
One last one. Do you think you guys can get better off the Notre Dame game? Like you said, you're watching the tape, you're seeing what maybe didn't go your way. Do you think you can get better? Will that game help you in these next couple games? Is I guess my question.
Absolutely. I mean, I think your greatest learning experiences are from your failures, not just with football, but just in life in general. And I think we came in and just schematically and all that. I think we learned a lot specifically in our group, and I think the whole team did as well. But yeah, absolutely, I think you can with that loss and any loss in general.
Hey, I appreciate it, Trey. Good luck on Saturday.
Thank you, sir.
Hi, Trey. Ken McMillan, Times Herald Record.
How you doing, sir?
Good, thank you. Trey, to follow on Sal, as far as showing up on Sunday, um, I know what you mean about shaking off a loss, but this is the first time this year. It's been such a string of success here. Was there a different feel on Sunday?
No, no, sir. I don't think there was. This group of seniors and all the upper class, we throughout our career, we've gone through some losses, some really tough ones at that, and I think it might have been a new feeling for those younger guys, those freshmen that haven't lost a game yet in their time here. But I think everyone had a very mature attitude about it. We're all used to looking at failure with a positive light, and like I was talking about, learning everything we can from that. So I don't think there really was a different feeling. Obviously, not the same as that Sunday victory circle went feeling, but yeah, definitely.
As far as what went wrong on Saturday, Coach Monken was praising Notre Dame for all of its skills and talents earlier. But if you had to put a finger on what could Army have done better on Saturday?
Well, like I said earlier, Notre Dame is an extremely talented team. Those guys up front, they're some of the best offensive linemen in the country, some of the best I've ever played against. And I just think that the talent right there just stood out, and they executed way better than we did. And I think it's as simple as that.
Can you just tell a football novice though, is it that all of a sudden, oh my God, they're fast. Oh my God, they're strong. What do you see out there on the field?
Yeah, I mean, when you're playing one of those teams like Notre Dame, uh, they've got that extra gear of speed. They might be a little bit stronger, and pair that with the execution that they had on Saturday. It's tough to beat, and that's why they're successful year in and year out against some of the biggest programs in the country, and have been historically through college football.
Trey, just, I mean, you've stepped into the starters role, at least on the depth chart this week, but just tell us about missing someone as important as Kyle Lewis. What does that mean to the team?
Means a lot. That's my brother. I love him. I've been with him since prep school, and we're not just teammates. I feel like nothing could make us closer, and that hurts me knowing that we lost him. But for me, I got to me, Andre, anyone else on the D line. I got to do everything I can to step up for him. Because he's our captain, he's a leader, and we still have that. But as a unit, we have to step up and fill the gap for his absence.
Kyle, you guys, I mean, Trey, you guys have been very lucky. Not lucky, but I mean, fortunate this year that there haven't been really many injuries that push guys out of the lineup. I think that on both sides of the line, you guys have had a lot of shuffling in of players from let's call them the second squad or even the third squad. That's going to be very advantageous for you guys because it's not like you're coming into the game raw.
Yeah, absolutely. I know. I think we try to keep guys fresh as possible, and I think that's helped us a lot through this season. And when you have units of guys that you can just roll in there that all have experience, and there's the biggest goal for us that we talked about at the beginning of the season is when that next group rolls in, there's no drop off from the starters, and I think we've done that really well throughout the year, and it definitely, as you said, it's been advantageous to us.
Last thing, let's talk about the being a senior. What do you think it's going to be like walking into the stadium, perhaps for the last time for a home game?
I think it's going to be weird. Honestly, I don't think it's going to hit me until it's gone. It's looking back to like some of my first games here, and even just like visiting this place for the first time. That seems like a lifetime ago, and I never would have thought I'd get to this point. But I'm just going to try and soak in everything I can, every last practice, every meeting, every game especially, and just really enjoy this time with the guys because before it'll be done.
Talk about getting to this point, though, as you just mentioned. When you go into school, you go, yeah, we got 4 years, but boy, you guys learned the hard way at West Point. I'm sure there were lots of ups and downs there. Is it hard to imagine that you actually got to this point for you?
Yeah, absolutely, sir. Going to a place like West Point, it cracks me up just thinking about some of those times when I was younger as a freshman, or especially at the prep school. Sometimes you're going through a tough time. You just failed some tests. You're doing something. You're out in the field with the guys, and you're just thinking, "There's no way this is ever going to end. I don't know if I'm going to make it." But that's what makes you so strong. Once you get to the end, you push through all that adversity, and you are where you are now.
What does it say about you that you've made it?
And anyone that makes it to this point, I think it says a lot. It takes a lot of grit, a lot of resiliency to make it through this place, and yeah, and I think it's an accomplishment I'll be proud of forever.
And what's your major? What are you doing next? What do you want to branch?
I'm an American politics major, and we got branch night next week. Field artillery is my top choice, and infantry there at second. For me, don't really care which one I get from either one of those, but through my interviews, all went good, and should be set up to get one of those.
All right, Trey, thank you for your time. Good luck to you.
Thanks, sir. Have a good one.
Hey Trey, Ken Kreitzer, good to see you. How did the team come away from the game Saturday night physically? You had a couple of guys who came away with injuries, but how is it overall versus any other week?
I think it's pretty routine, just like any week. It's a physical game, and guys come out banged up, and we all do what we can do to get ourselves, stretch ourselves out, go to treatment, get our bodies right, so that we can practice and prep for the next game. And I don't think it was any different than any normal week.
And just as Ken was saying, you've got a string of important games coming up, one after another. And then you have exams in the middle of it,
Yeah.
before the bowl game. How do you feel prepared for that? Is just the off-season conditioning help, and just what you've been trained to do at West Point and in football help you?
Absolutely. You know, going through West Point, they throw a million things at you. They throw you 30 hours of work with a 24-hour day, and you got to find some sleep and time to eat somewhere in there. So I think absolutely everything we do here prepares us for times like this. I think we thrive in it, and I think that's what makes us so different.
What has been a football highlight for you in your career at West Point so far?
I think my biggest highlight probably didn't happen on the football field, but I would say this summer out in the field at CLDT, we all got the chance to kind of act as a platoon leader role going through field exercises. And for me, that was one of my biggest highlights because I got to see all the guys that I came in with. Just see how much those guys have grown up and see their different leadership styles, and just kind of see where we're at right now as seniors. Just see that everyone's ready to take that next step. That was an awesome moment.
No, it's a great reflection. You mentioned your challenges at prep school and freshman year. How have you grown as a cadet in football over your time at West Point?
Yeah, I think I've just, as a whole, just grown up a lot. I think you learn a lot about yourself as a person. How to manage time, how to manage crisis. And I think that's all happened to me. I've, sharpened all those tools, and obviously nothing's perfect yet, but I think I've just, as a whole, grown a lot.
And just looking, are you looking forward to the game on Saturday? It's a Thanksgiving week. I guess Core won't be there, but you're in your home stadium, an important game. You looking forward to it?
Absolutely. Yeah. Definitely looking forward to it because it's senior day. And, as I was saying to Sal, get to play a team we've played so much from my home state too. And, just get a moment to honor all of us and try and get a win out there at Michie Stadium for us.
What town in Texas are you from?
Austin.
From Austin. Okay, from right close by. Hey, Trey, great to talk. Best wishes.
Thank
Happy
you, sir. Have a good one.
Thanksgiving.
Happy
Thanks,
Thanksgiving.
everyone. Thanks, Trey.